Hello, it's Sunday afternoon. I'm at the top of the house. There's my washing. Not very glamorous. As you can see, it's the blue hour. The sun has gone down and it's actually raining at the moment. I can hear the pitter-patter of raindrops on the Velux window. So yeah, I'm at the top of the house doing some work. I'm editing. I'm starting this week's vlogs. I've just done a reel for Instagram and I'm about to do photographs for Facebook and Instagram. It's not a terribly flattering light and my hair's a bit flat because I washed it earlier. I had my weekly bath, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Yeah, we're trying to do more on social media at the moment. Sorry about the creaking chair. It's one of those rattan chairs, same as that one there. Which, talking about rattan chairs, just going off subject a second, when we went to IKEA a couple of weeks ago now, I could not believe the price of these chairs. I think they were 60 quid each. Absolutely unbelievable. I swear to goodness, I got these for 20 quid. Can't believe the prices in IKEA, they've really gone up. And these little fold-up chairs, these little wooden ones, can I swing you round so you can see it? This wooden one, they used to be 9 quid at IKEA, now they're 20. Crazy, crazy. Anywho, so we're trying to really improve our social media presence by posting more regularly, trying to provide content which is great value for you and also potentially for new people as well. And I would say to you, the one way that you can help is if you do know anybody in your social media circle that you think would enjoy our channel and our Facebook page and group and our Instagram, etc. Share stuff with them because we need to expand our audience, because at the end of the day, we need to earn a living. And at the moment on social media, we're not really earning that much. So it's quite hard. It's quite hard to eke out a living on social media if you've got such a small channel as we have. So yeah, it would be nice to just push and try and earn a little bit more, try and get our audience up, our viewing figures up. So that's why we're trying to really push. So yes, I'm at the top of the house, working away. It is Sunday afternoon. It is time for a bit of a chill quite soon, but I've just got to push through and do a few more bits before I can do that. So we went on a morning walk this morning, a local walk. So I'm going to run some footage for you now. I hope you enjoy it. So this morning we're taking a local walk. I'm just walking through the back streets to get to one of our local parks, which is called Bunny Park, because it used to have a zoo with bunnies in it, basically. And now it's home to Hanwell Zoo, which we won't be visiting, but, you know, there's beautiful purple. Aren't they a salvia? Don't know. You can see the local park. The trees are really dropping their leaves now. Litter. I was saying to Paul the other day that the amount of litter at the moment in the streets is absolutely ridiculous. It really is.
I filled in a form the other day that said cleaner environment and streets.
Yeah.
So they were asking what was important to people.
I love this house right in front. It's gorgeous. So yeah, morning local walk. There's some interesting houses around here. Look at that one. It's been done up a while back. It's beautiful. And right in front of us we've got the old church that is flats. You can see there. So this is really what our area is like. It's pretty old, mainly Victorian. Anywho, we shall see you when we get to the park. Walking down to the main road, which is the Uxbridge Road, and just in the distance you can, I don't know whether you can make it out, but this pub gives you a clue of what lies behind those trees, because this pub is called the Viaduct, and it celebrates the Wharncliffe Viaduct, which is behind those trees, which we will get closer to in a short while and have a look at. There we are. I think this is known as, is it Conley Dell? Which is a pretty little area. Sort of mini park. What defines a dell? Somewhere with water.
Sunken with water, isn't it?
Yeah, there's sort of a pond, series of ponds down here. And then if you just look up there, you can see the first section of the viaduct. It's very pretty this morning.
It's work parking. Work here.
Yeah, it looks as though it's in fairly good condition. I just stopped filming because there was a member of the public.
Yeah, look, we've been cutting back the reeds.
So that direction down that road, just sort of there, is Hanwell Station, where we were the other day when we went to Greenwich. Yeah, here we are. The viaduct. We're going to walk through here. Quite an imposing structure. I want to shout echo, but it's quite early.
It's built in two bits, which you can see with that line.
Oh yeah.
So this bit was built first.
Yeah.
And then the railway was extended and this bit was added.
There you go. Oh yeah, I wanted to have a look at that tree. A beautiful tree. Certainly looking very autumnal this morning. Very golden. It's that moment, isn't it, where it's all very golden. Just look at that colour. Stunning. So this is the sort of main area. You can see the viaduct there. And also in this park we have Narnia lampposts. As you can see. I assume it's a conservation area.
Yeah.
So this path leads us towards the church. I think it's St Mary's, isn't it?
Yeah. The rector or whatever is the chair of the charity of William Hobbain, which owns the allotments and community gardens.
They've got the most gorgeous blue painted doors. Doors and gates, I think, which we'll have a look at. That lovely blue, it's just beautiful. This is the entrance. I think it's known as Brent Lodge Park. There we are. Probably won't be able to film much in here because of people. This is the maze. And Paul just said it's looking quite nicely maintained, which is good. Seems like there's been a lot of things sort of cleared from the area. Seem to be able to see much more. Maybe that's the difference between winter and summer. So this is the River Brent, which the park is named after. Quite low at the moment, but in recent times it's been very swollen and fast flowing as well. So shortly we'll be crossing the Uxbridge Road because we've looped back round to it, and that building there is Ealing Hospital. Bit of an eyesore, but you know, it's local and it's handy, very handy. So there's the viaduct in all its glory. We're now over the other side of the road, walking along the riverbank. It's feeling quite chilly this morning. Certainly quite quiet this morning, not been too many joggers and runners. There's been a few, but we've normally passed a couple along this stretch by now. And then this section brings us to the canal. And here we are back at the canal, which is looking beautiful in the sun. So we're off the canal now and we're just on our way back home, past the local pub, the Fox, and also of course past the allotments and also where I work, where I'll be back tomorrow. And we're almost home. This is our road from the bottom, where that large tree is where we live. So looking forward to a wee and a drink. So yes, that was Brent Lodge Park, which is part of the Brent River Park here in West London. And, you know, we're so fortunate to have all of these locations to walk around here in Hanwell. So yeah, you know, it's such a great area to live in, even though we do want to move out, but, you know, that remains to be seen. I don't know what our plans are at the moment in terms of selling the house, but we're going to think about that next year and just spend the rest of this year just enjoying our time. So yeah, not much else to report really. Back to work tomorrow. Yeah, but hey, the week goes in a flash. It really does. Worryingly fast at the moment. But hey ho. So I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Good evening. It is Monday evening and it's been a busy day at work today. It's about 6:30. I've just had a bit of a sort of chill out because it's been a challenging day today. Busy, there's been a few complaints, so I've had a few people gnawing my ear off, so to speak. And also I've had colleagues wanting things from me, data, information, which has taken quite a bit of time today to sort of pull together. And one set of data I'm going to be using Excel to express, but I needed a little bit of help, so I brought home the figures with me from work and got Paul to sort of just talk with me through it so I could sort of get it into perspective and clarify what I needed to do, because he's good with things like that and I'm not. So that was really useful. It only took about 10 minutes to do, and then I just needed to zone out for an hour or so, which I've just done. And now I'm going to do a couple of small chores around the house that I neglected to do over the weekend. Just a bit of dusting and hoovering. Yeah, but it's weather-wise, it's wet and feeling quite chilly. And I do believe quite a few places are going to get snow in the UK this week, mainly up north. I don't think we're going to get it in the south. It would be very unusual to get it in the south at this time of year. But yeah, it is feeling quite cool. So I'm going to get on with doing a couple of jobs and warm myself up a bit, and then I can get changed and get into my comfies for the evening. So yeah, so all in all, busy day at work, quite demanding, and yeah, there we go. I'll see you tomorrow. Morning, it's Tuesday morning, just a quick one. Oh, slept so badly, woke up at 3 o'clock and just couldn't get back to sleep properly. I mean, I sort of dozed and yeah, oh, just horrendous. Paul has gone off to, for Earth's sake, and he's having to drive in absolutely disgusting weather. This morning is cold and wet. Yeah, it's absolutely chucking it down, and it's like 3 degrees out there. Yeah, very, very unpleasant. Apparently some areas have got snow. We haven't, but it's almost freezing rain. Marvellous. So yeah, I'm going to have some breakfast shortly and get myself sorted and get down the road, get the umbrella out and the big coat. Cold and wet. What a combo. Lovely. See you later. What did I just say? We've got snow. I mean, it's not going to stick because it's wet, but we've got snow. Unbelievable. Big flakes as well. Gosh. That's unexpected. It really is. Good evening. It's Tuesday evening. It's about 6:30. I'm waiting for Paul to get in because he's been down to, for Earth's sake today. I noticed this morning, because we track each other on Google, I noticed that it took him an awfully long time to get there. The traffic must have been horrendous. I mean, I know the traffic was pretty bad in London in general this morning. The mere suggestion of snow in London brings everything to a halt. And I know that a few people had trouble getting into work because of traffic. There's quite a few people that have to drive. So yeah, it was pretty bad. So he's going to be knackered this evening, I'm pretty sure. When I got in from work, I did a few chores. I needed to clean the loos, clean the kitchen sink, put some clothes away. It's been pretty grim weather today, and it's been pretty cold. I think it's been hovering around the, 0 to 3 degrees mark all day. That's centigrade, so you can imagine it's pretty cold. I had to wipe some of my windows when I got in because they still had condensation on them, and it's building up again. I've got the dehumidifier on upstairs. I've got a fan on in the bedroom just simply to circulate the air. And I put the heating on for about 45 minutes when I got in, which is unusual. I don't normally do that. It doesn't normally come on till 8 o'clock, but I thought, no, I'm going to put it on, get the house sort of warming up, so at least when it does come on at 8, it doesn't take as long to get the house warmed up. I mean, I don't know whether we're being stingy or not, because I know there are some people paying around £15 a day to heat their houses at the moment. We don't want to pay £15 a day because we can't afford that, but we are, I think I said last week, paying around £5 a day in the colder weather. So this week we're probably going to pay, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 quid, something like that a day. Yeah, it's interesting because, you know, all the things that you read say, heat the person, not the home. But if you don't heat your home as well, you start to get condensation issues, damp problems, mold problems, things like that. So, you know, a house like this, which is detached, you know, all four walls exposed to the elements, we don't have any benefit of next door heat or the benefit of heat rising from below, none of that. And we've got wooden floors. So it gets pretty nippy in the winter, I can tell you. So you do need to make sure that the walls are warmed. You know, I mean, I'm not talking about hand hot, you know, just warmed up to a certain point so the house doesn't take forever to heat up when it needs to. I mean, you don't notice it when you're doing chores like I've just been doing. I mean, I've got a t-shirt and a thermal on. I've got my Udi here, which I'm going to put on a bit later, but I feel quite nicely warm. The heating's gone off now. So I've been doing things and I don't notice it, but I just don't want there to be any issues during winter. You know, I don't want any window frames to start rotting because of condensation and things like that, you know. So you kind of, I guess it's more effort. You have to pay attention in the winter. You've got to wipe windows. You've got to, you know, ventilate, make sure the air is moving around. Actually, a fan, you know, is such a good thing to have because if you have it on low and you've got the heating on, it actually moves the warm air around, which is quite good. So, and of course, a dehumidifier is worth its weight in gold for just sucking that extra moisture out of the air, which makes it feel more comfortable, even if it's not that warm. So, yeah. All these bloody things we have to think about in the winter, it's just ridiculous. I know people that live in flats, in modern flats, who say to me things like, oh, I never put my heating on. I don't need to. It's warm. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, I don't think I've ever lived in a modern flat. And I've only lived in one house that was centrally heated, a modern-ish house, but it wasn't modern by today's standards. Today's standards are, you know, thickly insulated, triple glazing, smaller windows, you know, not as pleasant, I don't think, to live in. I mean, I don't think I would swap. But there is an allure for a modern, well-insulated home. Oh, I don't know. I'm waffling now, just waffling on for the sake of it. I better think about dinner. I think I'm just going to do some pasta. I can't be bothered cooking anything complex. I've done enough this evening. Just feel like chilling out. Yeah, how was work? Oh yeah, God, how was work? Busy. Very busy. Yeah, just busy, busy, busy at the moment. But thank goodness it's Wednesday tomorrow, half day, and I'm free again. Just come round in a flash again. It really has. Crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. Okay, I'll say goodbye and I'll see you tomorrow. Good afternoon. The sun has been shining all day, but it's been bloody cold. It's Wednesday afternoon, and I finished work, hurrah, but I'm sat here in the window in the front room, just watching the sun behind the tree in the street sort of glisten gold. I don't know whether I'll be able to capture it for you. Let me see. It's very golden. Hold on. I don't know whether you can see how beautiful that is, but I'm sort of controlling the light with the exposure control. But it's absolutely gorgeous and golden and pretty, and to me it's sort of sparkling. But that could be the cataracts. But it's lovely. I think it's around 3:10. You can see it's quite windy. It's been very cool today. Let me turn you back around. Hold on. Let me just shut this blind. Oh, sorry about that. View of my chin. Yeah, very cold. And it's getting breezy, like I just said. So that means the cold will be felt even more. I've got my little heater on at the moment. And I've just put a wash on. So, yeah, this morning at work, it was an absolute... I want to swear, but I'm not going to. I'll just use the word bloody. It was an absolute bloody nightmare. Oh, it's so gorgeous, that tree. Just so beautiful. God, sorry. Yeah, got in as usual and tried to log in. The computer would let me log in. Look at that golden light. Sorry, I'm so distracted. The computer would let me log in, but wouldn't access any of the systems. And there were a couple of my colleagues in today, and they were having problems as well. This is the London Borough of Ealing system, not the NHS system, which I've also got access to as well. So it was just the Ealing one. We just couldn't get in, and it wasn't a system-wide issue because our colleagues working remotely from home could access it. So this really caused me a problem. It was a busy morning. On top of that, our neighbour, the respite unit next door, was having a big event, a big housing event to do with discussing housing issues and social services. And I had the best part of 40 people arrive at my reception asking where the event was. I was up and down like crazy. And I had my own appointments to meet and greet. So it was really, really just crazy, and I couldn't do any work as well. So normally in between all of this, I'd be uploading documents, doing case notes, stuff like that. I couldn't do any of that. But it was still busy and crazy. So in a way, it was quite good that I didn't have that extra work to do. And I kind of said to my colleagues, I emailed them saying, I just can't do this work. Sorry, it's going to have to wait till next week. The systems came back at 12:05 and I leave at 12:30. So it was a bit ridiculous. The other disappointing thing as well, I don't know whether you remember me talking about the fact that all these extra hours that I was doing, I hadn't had leave accrued for that time. So I asked to be paid the money instead, the number of hours. And they said yes, and my boss asked me to put the payment through a couple of weeks ago. So I did, on her instructions. And then I heard from the head of service, the head of disabilities, this morning. He came to see me and said, I'm terribly sorry, but we can't do that payment. They won't authorise it. So the only authorisation that they will give is for you to have the leave instead. So that was the equivalent of 69 hours. So that works out at around, I think, almost 10 days extra leave. That, for me to take 10 days extra leave, that's the equivalent of 2, 4, 6, 8. It's around a month off work. When on earth, I can't speak. I'm so flabbergasted. When on earth am I going to be able to take that time off? Because it's not just about taking time off, it's about the fact that my colleagues have to cover. Anyway, so I've said, I didn't quibble. I said, okay, thanks for letting me know. Thank you very much. It's not a problem. Because that's how I like to deal with things. I don't like conflict at work. And, you know, money's money. It's tight. I know this. But it swings and roundabouts at the end of the day. So, hey-ho. Disappointing. Won't be getting a bumper pay packet in December, but hey, that's okay. I'm at peace with that decision. I did without the money. I'll do without it again, you know. So yeah, today was all in all quite a stressful morning, really. And I'm very glad to be free. So this weekend we have my niece coming down again for the weekend because she has some events in London, which is great. So I'm looking forward to seeing her. And yeah, my nose is running. Have I got a tissue in this cardigan? Let's check out the pockets. Is there going to be a nice tissue for me? Oh, there is. Lovely. Yeah. That's it really. Nothing else to report. Yeah. A cold old day in London. Yeah. And it's going to be another cold night, I think. But looks like it's going to get mild again, which is great, which is kind of normal. Winters in London are relatively mild. Gosh, look at that light again. Amazing. Yeah, winters are fairly mild in London. It is quite rare for us to have a lot of very, very cold weather, but it does happen from time to time. But it isn't the norm generally. But hey ho, that's it. It just to finish off, it just creates more work, cold weather, because I have to wipe all the windows in the morning, which is really annoying. I had to do the downstairs windows here this morning, the bedroom, the top of the house, the side window. Yeah. So I've kept the, what do you call it? God, my brain is just shot today. The dehumidifier, I've kept the dehumidifier on all day at the top of the stairs in a sort of central position, just to try and minimise that really. Hey ho, oh, beautiful tree. I think I'm just going to give you a final shot of that tree. Pardon me. Bear with, bear with. Beautiful, isn't it? Isn't it gorgeous? Golden light, how lovely. It's Thursday morning. It's about 11 o'clock. I've been doing a few chores around the house, so I'm feeling quite warm at the moment, but the house is incredibly cold. I think the current temperature is around 12 degrees indoors. So not really at the stage where you can see your breath, but it's only okay if you're doing something. So I've just been rearranging the sofa to put a nice fur throw on the seat, like that, just for a bit of extra comfort and warmth during the winter. So you've got to strip the whole sofa and sort of make it work . Because that throw is enormous and it's square. so it doesn't kind of fit, so you have to kind of tuck it in and make it work. Force it. That's what I do. So yeah, I'm doing a few other jobs. I had to do another repair on these this morning, so I've done that. I made us porridge for breakfast, which was lovely because it's so cold. I'm still in my dressing gown and my pyjamas because I can't be bothered to change. Yeah, the frost has gone now, and there wasn't as much condensation because I had the dehumidifier on virtually for half a day yesterday. I had it on this morning as well, just to try and keep humidity levels down as much as possible in the house, because that's a concern during winter. It's a pain in the ass. It really is. When we could afford to heat our house, I know I keep banging on about this, but it's something that's at the foremost in your mind at this time of year. When we could afford to heat the house, when energy levels were of a price that was reasonable rather than extortionate, never worried about winter really. Yes, in this room it did used to feel cooler because of the open fireplace, which we are having swept. Paul's booked the sweep to come. It wasn't a concern. We'd just have a little fire in here and that would be nice, and the rest of the house was, pretty warm. But now it's extortionate. Can't really do that. So hey ho, it is what it is. Better stop complaining. But let me show you exactly what temperature it is. Let me swing the other camera around. Hold on. So let's have a look. Yeah. So there we are. It's 3 degrees outside. That's the sensor. And it's 11.8 degrees inside. 59% humidity, so it's not too humid today. So yeah, there you go. Pressure is dropping. So yeah. But the good news is that it's getting mild at the weekend. So that is good news. Let me show you this other cactus which has burst into flower. Hold on. Look at this one. I mean, it's so beautiful and delicate. A delicate pink. Gorgeous. Yeah. So today, it's chores today because it's very overcast. Feeling pretty grim out there, really. So chores, cleaning bits and pieces. I may do some cookery because I'm probably going to tackle the kitchen and give it a quick clean. I don't like to cook in a kitchen that's not completely wiped down and clean. So, and also I like to do a bit of cookery when it's my time off, to give Paul a bit of a break from cooking, although he does enjoy it. So yeah, very grey, cold grey. That's all I can say. Oh, that rhymes. Hooray. Yeah, I'll say goodbye for now. Don't get too close, Paul. No. You haven't got smoothness on.
No, I haven't.
No, well, I use smoothness on my videos.
But we don't need to do that with yours because your skin is so smooth anyway.
Yeah. Anywho, hello. I've forgotten what I'm saying now. We're on the motorway. We're about to join the motorway. We are travelling on the M40 to go to Coombe Hill. That's Coombe, Coombe Hill for a walk, which will probably prove to be a bracing walk because it's bloody cold today. It's absolutely freezing cold. There is a stiff breeze, and even though there wasn't a frost this morning, it's just as cold as it was yesterday. Oh, there's Dunelm. We're going to go to Dunelm on the way home, aren't we, Paul?
Yeah.
To look for a small rug.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's sunny though.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day. It's perfect for a bracing walk in the countryside. And that's what we're doing. So we shall, well, you will rejoin us when we have reached Coombe Hill. Thank you, Paul. So we're on our way back now after a lovely time at Coombe Hill. Really gorgeous. Visions of autumn. And now you're getting a really gorgeous vision of our dirty windscreen. Dirty vanilla. So this village is Great Nissenden, which was the home of Roald Dahl, the writer, famous for James and the Giant Peach, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Danny the Champion of the World, Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator, all of those wonderful books. Maligned by some these days, but it's a very sweet village, as you can see. It's a chocolate box village. It's Saturday afternoon, and as you can see, it's pretty dim, very breezy with Storm Bert, wet, grey, and thankfully not as cold as it has been, but with that wind, you can hear it's coming down the chimney. With that wind, it's feeling very cool. So as you saw yesterday, we got out and about to Coombe Hill. I hope you enjoyed that footage. Sorry if it was a bit lengthy, but there were so many nice things to look at yesterday, especially the walk in the woodland. That particular woodland that where the sun was coming through the trees, it's got a really special feel about it. I don't know why. And it's not a particularly big woodland. It spans, it goes between Coombe Hill and a road that leads away from Coombe Hill. It spans that gap, and so it's not massive. You can walk across the woodland quite relatively quickly. But it just, it's just got a feeling about it, a sort of magical feeling. I don't know what it is, but it's lovely. And we've been through that woodland so many times now over the years that it's really enjoyable. We really enjoyed our walk, but it was bloody cold. It really was. Really bitingly cold. And of course, there was quite a lot of snow in evidence up there as well, so you could see how cold it has been for a while for the snow and ice to still be there. So today, what has today brought? Well, got up this morning, put a wash on, made porridge. What else did I do? I did something else, can't quite remember. We filmed Sunday Chat, had lunch. I'm sure I did another job. Oh, I had a bath. Had a bath and a shave, tidied my facial hair up a little bit. So it's a busy morning, and we've got my niece coming this evening, and she's staying tomorrow night as well. She's got a couple of events in London, all to do with, dogs, basically, dog events where she presents her art and, gains commissions, hopefully, and sells a few products, which is good. I'll put a link in below to her website so you can have a look. She's also on Facebook and Instagram as well. So yeah, this afternoon, Paul is popping down to the plot, although he must be completely insane in this weather. It's cold and windy and wet. but he's got a couple of jobs he needs to do. And before you know it, it will be dusk. I think it's about 2:30 now, something like that. And it's dark enough. But yeah, grim weather. But hey, we are in deepest autumn now, on the cusp of winter. So there's nothing really much else to report. Really, I can't think of anything else. So I'll say goodbye for this week. Hope you've enjoyed the vlog, and I will see you for Sunday chat later on tonight. Bye for now.